If you're ever curious of how dark it actually gets, this would be the dead of night right now. The dead of night. The sun is technically set, but you can still see how it's still light. This is basically how dark it gets right now in the Yukon. Stop aquatic invasive species. They're worried about people moving species from lake to lake or from country to country or anything like that. Trout, grayling, pike. Welcome to Watson Lake. I'm on a boat launch right now. So calm. Look at that. Someone's got their boat here. Fresh water. You could actually swim if you wanted to. I mean, it's a little chilly, but the sun will go down eventually at some point and will come up. So if you track it, the sun will rise. Well, the sun will kind of go down somewhere over there and will rise right over there. So if you, it's weird. It's the sun basically does a complete journey. The closer you get to a pole, the more the sun does a complete journey around the horizon. So it doesn't just rise in the east, set in the west. It actually rises in kind of the northeast and sets in the northwest. And if you're at the Arctic Circle, it just goes. It also would do the same in the southern. Oh, cool. So calm. You even have a catch limit. I don't even know if you have to get in most cases, you don't even have to get a license to fish. Here you're allowed 1 trout, 2 graylings, 4 pike. Barbless hooks only. I'm not a fisherman, so I don't exactly know the reasons behind it. Over there's a resort hotel. Is that a campsite way over there? No. But there are people camping. So here we are, starting off another day and hopefully good weather. Watson Lake, very kind of wooded as you can see. And there is a lake. I showed it to you hopefully earlier. And if you can see, this is what hiking in a lot of the Yukon and even in Alaska is kind of like. You know, you don't see a whole lot. The brush is kind of heavy enough that you can only see, you know, a few feet in any direction. But there is hiking. You can see a lot. I mean, unless you can come to a plateau or whatnot, and those are a lot of designated trails, and they can be half-hour walks. Section, I'm still headed down the Alaskan Highway, and I'm in the Yukon, and I'll enter British Columbia. From Watson Lake, real small town. I mean, if you're blinking, you can miss it. Real small. We really only have a cafeteria, not even a real restaurant. And there's a whole lot I want to show about it, but I haven't gotten the time to just get to do it. So I'll come back to them. But off you go down the highway, and there's a lot of wildlife. What it is, after Watson Lake, you actually go up onto a plateau, and they have a big sign that talks about their buffalo herd that they have here. And they say there's some different from the regular buffalo you see, and I'm not really sure what it is, but they talk about the size. As you can see, I started off early, and I'm going to see a bunch. The first thing I'll end up seeing is just a lone buffalo. I also saw some black bears, you know, just enjoying a nice little snack on the ground, probably eating some berries or grass. I wonder if those things, like, I know they have like showers running in those big RVs, but I wonder how much water. I mean, that is just so much. But the Alaska Highway, should have stopped for those bison, but I had heard there was like a bear and their cubs still on the highway, so apparently they had moved off-road, so that's unfortunate. But look at the view. This is the Alaska Highway. See if we find more bison on the route. Yeah, this is the Alaskan Highway. I know it was the first road they opened up to Alaska. It used to be seasonal. Now it's year-round. It starts in, I think, Dawson City. It runs all the way up, well, obviously into Alaska. I think it technically ends at Tok. I don't think it goes, I don't think they think it officially goes to Fairbanks. But this is what stuff you get to see on the way. Whew. Okay. As you can see, I stopped a bunch. I would eventually have a nice little breakfast at this little diner coming up ahead. Another stop, another spectacular view. Now, they tell me that this is going to be some of the most expensive gas on this entire trip. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll have to see and do the conversion. I didn't quite get a whole lot of what exactly the cost is, but I know up in the Arctic Circle it was $5.50 a gallon, and supposedly this is supposed to be worse. Well, we'll see. Don't have to stop and fill up for any time soon, and there's no real stress about going because there are plenty of gas stations every like 50 miles or so. So we'll see what the cost is. Saw a red fox back there. Didn't get it on camera because it was by the time I recognized it, it was too late. And I could see out of like my rear view as I passed it, it got up and ran away. Those like small critters like the ravens, the rabbits, I don't really like. They say supposedly they have this big bison herd, and I've only seen 2 so far. We'll see if I can find some more. Here I pulled off next to rapids. Nice little scenic view of these rapid center. I'm really hoping that there's a better place further down. The signs kind of indicated it, but this was the first turnoff. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. amazing place. Right in the middle of the road. Nice little cafe. As you can see, a whole bunch more people headed north. Amazing. This is a group, a hodgepodge group of 3 different groups. That was actually really kind of fun because I bumped into all these motorcyclists who were actually headed in the opposite direction. They were headed up to Alaska when I was coming back from. So, well, it was just nice to talk to them and what they had seen. And they told me about the buffalo herd that was coming up a little ways away. Hey, going 2 kilometers out of the way was worth it to see this.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, it's not 3 years ago.
Oh, you even camped it? Did you set a fire?
No, I didn't. I had a horse for fire, but I got this.
But just imagine going through here and just taking it all in. This was a whole lot of fun, a whole lot to see, a whole lot to experience. I stopped a whole bunch, just kind of walked around, enjoyed nature. There's not much here. Again, this is British Columbia. It's a kind of a vacation area, so and outdoorsy stuff. Not much else to really kind of take in. Here's the spot where I bump into the big herd that was just off the side of the road. And I get to ride down one side. I actually turned around and rode back. I even took a number of good pictures that you can see here. Eventually I did continue on, and there was one spot here before I started camping, just kind of I'm not really sure where. I would know the next city, but as for where I camped, I'm not really sure. But you can see it coming up here, a whole bunch of goats. These are mountain goats which live on the side. They got a nice little one that was standing in the street, and I got him on video. You can see some of them up on the mountains, but this was the best view I would get of one right in front.